Diablo 3 is now on the Nintendo Switch. It came out yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it came out yesterday for the Nintendo Switch, and by all accounts, it's an extremely good port of a fantastic game. And if you haven't played it, you probably should. And it seems like a lot of people are saying that the Switch version is the best version because you can take it with you. But if taking it with you isn't something that you care about, then probably the PlayStation, the Xbox version would be better. I would not recommend the PC version myself. I find the console versions to be a superior experience. Now, I've said all this before, and the reason I'm talking about Diablo 3 today, even though I don't have a copy, I'm hoping to get a copy next week, but even though I don't have a copy of Diablo 3, I wanted to talk about it because there is a little bit of controversy about Diablo 3. Well, there's a lot of controversy right now about Diablo in general, but I'll talk about that. I talked about that on the Patreon bonus podcast, so make sure that you check that out if you haven't. Diablo 3 has a little bit of controversy with the way that it is connecting to the internet. And so I want to explain exactly what's happening because I don't want anybody to go out there and pick up this game not knowing this ahead of time. Some people are upset because even though you can connect to let me start over. Even let's say that you are playing solo, all right, and you pay for Nintendo Switch Online, but you don't have like a family account. You just have the single user account, and you're paying for Nintendo Switch Online. You can go online. You can play the seasons. You can play multiplayer. You're all set. Everything's working hunky dory. Now let's say that you have a friend who is hanging out with you, and you and your friend want to play Diablo. You sit down, couch co-op, you and your friend are playing Diablo, everything's working just fine, no problem. You decide that, oh, well, I have Nintendo Switch Online, and our third friend has Nintendo Switch Online as well. They're at their house. How about, since you're over here at my house, we'll do couch co-op, and they will connect to us. Now, here's where the problem is. If you only paid for the single user account, then you can't do couch co-op online. So what that means is you can do couch co-op, but if you try and connect online, it will tell you, actually, I can tell you exactly what it says because it says this profile, and this is sideways, so it's kind of hard for me to read. It says this profile does not have permission to access online functionality. Do you wish to continue and play offline? So that's what happens if you are playing solo and then you bring in somebody with you who's nearby, you know, a person in the same room with you. They sit down next to you, they're playing, and if you want to connect and play with a third person who is somewhere else in the world, who's online, you can't connect if you don't have the family plan. Now, I know that there's a lot of people, and big thank you to at that chap Zap on Twitter. He's my co-host on my other podcast, 78 Degrees. He doesn't have the family plan on his Switch, so he was able to test this for me. I wouldn't be able to test it even if I had Diablo 3 because I have the family plan, so I wouldn't be able to figure out if it works. So both players... Kodiak Moonwolf is quoting something here. It says, both players will also need Nintendo Switch Online subscription or a single family subscription if you're interested in playing online with two characters. Now, there's a lot of people who say that this is a bad thing and they don't like what what Blizzard is doing here. And really, there's no indicator that says whether or not this is coming from Nintendo or from Blizzard. But I completely disagree with those people who are upset by this. And here's why. When Nintendo sold me Nintendo Switch Online, they specifically said that if you want to go online with more than one account, then you should get the family plan. And if you want to go online with just one account, then the solo plan is for you. And when I look at that, I think that that's perfectly valid. They told us this ahead of time, and people seem to be upset about this because some other Nintendo games kind of get around this. So let's say that you do the single account for the Nintendo Switch Online, and you're playing Mario Kart, and then somebody else joins you. Like let's say that I only had the single plan, and I'm playing Mario Kart, and my son walks in the room, and he's like, "Can I play too?" And I'm playing online. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure that still works, and it works just fine, and there's no problem. Like, he can sit next to me, and he can play online with me because my account is connected online. Blizzard, I think, well, I'm not sure who decided this, but someone decided that that's not how it was going to work in Diablo 3. But when Nintendo unveiled this plan, they told us that this is how it was going to work. They said, if you want to go on online with more than one account, then you need the family plan. So this shouldn't have come as a huge surprise. Now, I do understand why people are upset about it. I do understand that. But I disagree with their reasons. I understand their reasons, but I disagree with them. And I think that I probably have the unpopular opinion right now. Like, most people are probably going to disagree with me on this, and that's okay. But I think that it is perfectly reasonable for Nintendo to say, if you want to go online with multiple accounts, you have to have online for multiple accounts. Now, that is not the way that Sony does it, although Sony charges $60. I don't know how Xbox does it because I don't have an Xbox. But this is how Nintendo and Blizzard have chosen to do it. If people are upset about this and you want to let Blizzard know that you're upset about this, then by all means do so. I certainly wouldn't be upset if it was reversed and they changed it to be to where the people who are upset right now are happy. I wouldn't be upset if that happened. But I disagree that this is some kind of nefarious plot. I think that it is perfectly logical, and I think it makes sense in the long run. TF Wagner in chat says, I wish Nintendo would just let people upgrade from single to family for the $15 extra. I didn't know that they couldn't. Vizard Spidey Noir says, that's not cool. Kodiak Moonwolf says, that's crazy. It seems like most people, like I thought, disagree with me. But that's okay. I'm okay having an unpopular opinion. I am curious as to what you think about this. Do you think that, well, of course, we don't know if it's Nintendo or Blizzard, but do you think that the powers that be are making a mistake here? And do you want them to change it? And do you think that they'll change it if there's any kind of backlash? Let me know.